सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवा स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः So dear friends from the Colorado group as well as many others who have joined, happy to be meeting you all on this YouTube platform. And the topic given to me today is a very interesting topic, that how to practice meditation. It is a very interesting topic that is very much discussed in many contemporary these platforms. At various levels, you find meditation is becoming more and more popular in our world, especially in United States. You find a lot of these avenues for meditation, impetus to meditation. Many of you must have, of course, heard the word even that Zen meditation. Zen actually is a just derivative from the Sanskrit word dhyana. And dhyana means meditation. So you see, there are really so many meditation groups. They actually gather everywhere these days. At many universities, they have the practice of meditation. Encouraged. It is at Brown University, there are dedicated places, many rooms, which are for meditation. It is written there, a place for meditation. So, in all airports, most of this, I don't say all, but many airports have a meditation room. So that shows that meditation is being needed. Unless a thing is needed, people really do not see it put out. You see in the grocery stores those items which people want, otherwise, they are just taken off the shelf. Only those things which are needed by people and they are maintained. So, meditation is a need, and therefore, we are discussing today that how to practice meditation. But before discussing how to practice meditation, I would like to put one uh, important question to everybody here, that it is fine that we will be discussing how to practice meditation. But before how comes why. Why should we at all practice meditation? For what purpose? I am bringing this question so that we can feel that there is some a specific reason, a specific want that this meditation can fulfill. So, what is it that is that we seek to gain by meditation? So, let us first, and I am not going to give you an answer right away. What I mean is, since you have joined for this talk, I suggest that you think about it. Why meditation? And then jot down your answers in the chat box. In that chat box, put why, first of all, you feel the need to meditate. So that it becomes the discussion becomes more to the point, meaningful, and so forth. So think about this. And whatever ideas you may come, don't feel that, oh, my idea could be very silly. No, there is no silly idea. It is, and all ideas are welcome, bright, they enhance our understanding. Uh, Friends, when I go to some schools to speak on meditation, and I ask these students, they are usually the high school students, that what happens with meditation? Why do we want meditation? And they actually come up with very nice answers, very practical answers, that we want to meditate for some practical need. So please, uh, it is one, this answer I am seeing, to realize God. Very good. Is there any other answer that one can think of? Many answers could be thought. Mm, that it is. So please put down that to regulate the mind. Great, very good, very good. Anything more? Come on, there are many listeners here. So put focused and peaceful mind. Great, yeah. So all these are very good answers. Further, uh, calm and peace in mind. Excellent. Uh, yes, some more thoughts. They are all very good thoughts. That many such things are the reasons for which we would like to meditate. So, because we certainly want to realize God. Many may question, why should we realize God? Is it necessary? Is it? Well, we may not actually feel that necessity, but we feel that necessity in various ways. Another answer to the question is coming from Teresa. She says to purify the mind. Very correct. To purify the mind is, yes, meditation. It removes, uh, in a school that I go, usually, forget this pandemic year, but otherwise, twice a year I go to that school, and then they say, well, it is, clutter in the mind is to be cleared. And then there are more answers. Please, yes, let me read the chat. Uh, Shrikant, can you read out the
Yeah,
chat?
we may become what we meditate upon.
Yeah, yeah, we may become that which we meditate upon. There is something more. To
Himabindu
live the
says,
life to the
yeah,
fullest.
that's
Who is this?
Himabindu.
Hima Bindu. To live the life to the fullest. Mm, yeah, and meditation makes us also that, to live the life to the fullest, to realize God, to purify the mind, make it clean, make it calm. Uh, when it is calm, then it is capable of doing its function of properly thinking and putting the priorities right. So, otherwise, our priorities get confused. When Charlie wrote there that meditation for God realization, because that is the topmost priority in life, because that is what we are actually seeking, friends. It is. We are seeking happiness. There is nobody who is seeking sufferings, pain, headaches. No, nobody wants that. We want also the long life, and do not want corona to shorten it. We want a long life, we want a happy life, and we want a life full of knowledge, meaning. So that is what is called God. Sat Chit Ananda, the existence, consciousness, bliss. Or you can say existence, knowledge, bliss, happiness. So that is what we are anyway seeking in life, and that in its maximum permanent eternal state gets called God. Absolute and never diminishing happiness, that is God. Immortal existence, eternal existence, that is God. It is also the complete total knowledge, that is God. We seek, all our wants can be more or less summarized in these three, and therefore Hindus call this God as Satchidananda, and that is why that is our goal in life. As Sri Ramakrishna always maintained, that God realization is the goal, not a goal, not one of the objectives, the goal. It is a very carefully chosen word, the goal. The others can be minor, supportive, or secondary objectives in life. But the God is the goal, because nothing else can satisfy us. Yes, you can see, that is why whatever other things we get, the thirst for more remains. What next? That question remains. And therefore, that question gets permanently answered. Permanently, you can say, eliminated with this God realization, and meditation has been prescribed as the means for that. We shall see why and how about it quickly. And then we will turn to the topic as to uh, how to practice it. It is. So, the other reasons that why meditation, they are also excellent things which are all really speaking quite connected. Uh, that, as mentioned, calm down. That is, you want peace, isn't it? Calm down. The mind is very turbulent. It gets affected very quickly. It is, as such, we are thin skinned, but the mind is very, very thin skinned. Some little word and the mind gets upset. Even if nobody speaks a single word to us, it gets upset. Why people are not speaking? Mm. Why are they not appreciating me? It is, even if nobody is, if people say something bad, you feel bad. But somebody told me that, you see, it is that person doesn't talk at all to me. When gets that angry, does not talk to me. It is. I said, good, then you don't have to worry, isn't it? No, no, no. It is better that he comes and blasts me. That is better. But this silent treatment, no talking, because we are not, our mind gets upset even by that. It is. So if somebody talks, we get upset. If somebody doesn't talk, we get more upset. So that is the state of our mind, dependent on how the situation is. It doesn't have its own stability to remain calm, unflinching state. So it is just getting shaken up by the very slight breeze, say 5 miles per hour breeze can unsettle it. So, this is the state of mind that puts us into a terrible situation. Also, we see the uh, peace of mind is important for our making use of mind, to study, to learn, to understand. A peaceful mind is important. So, organized mind, that is another way you can think of, of meditation. Putting things, various faculties of mind. That is, I am using this word mind in a broad sense. That, like what gets called in Sanskrit, antakarana, the internal instrument. Like our body that we see with eyes, that is the external instrument. Then the mind is the internal instrument. So, to put it in modern language, this is the hardware, the mind is the software that is loaded on it. So, it is this software, this mind has many functions, and then they need to be properly put in sync. Like we have the emotions, we have the intellect, discerning faculty. It is then we have the faculty of, say, feeling the sense of I. Uh, it is, we have the faculty called remembering, memory. So these are, in Vedanta, it is said that the mind has these four functions. One is to get the feelings, to sense the objects, as that sensitivity. Then the second function is choosing the right one from all these different options. Mm. The third is memory, to store the impressions. And the fourth is this sense of ego, I am. So, these four are the aspects of mind, and they need to be properly in sync so that they function properly as a coherent unit. Otherwise, our emotions and our intellect, they are at loggerheads, and thus nothing functions. It is these four faculties can be compared to the four wheels of your car. If the four wheels of the car are going in the same direction, then only the car can be used. If every wheel is going in that's different direction, that is not a car that you want to sit in. So, similarly, this mind is to be properly synchronized as a harmonious unit. That also is the function that can be achieved through meditation. We know that it is not always in a synchronized state. It is there is a tug of war between the intellect and emotions. Our rational abilities and the irrational workings of the mind, and they are at loggerheads. And therefore, to bring a harmony in the function of that, how to do it? Meditation. So, why we have seen in various ways, all those answers were excellent. That why should we meditate? All of them are very good. So now comes now after answering why, as we come to how. Uh, so it is the first thing that in meditation that we have to do is sitting properly. Hmm. There is a posture. In technical terms, it is called asana. Uh, Asana does not mean some postures of this so-called yogasana, standing on the head or putting one foot like this and another like that. Is not what is meant here by asana. Asana means where you can sit in a comfortable way with your head, neck, backbone um, in a straight line, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, the sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It says, Samam Kaya Shiro Griva. This body, Kaya, then Shira head, and Griva, the neck part. That whole that vertebral column should be properly aligned, and that is a way that we should practice sitting. As the topic says practice, it needs to be practiced. It is not just about listening and reading. Mm, how to practice? So one has to practice. You may first say that no, I cannot do it. It is so difficult for me to sit like that. Solution is practice. Why not try? Give it a try. First day you will not be able to do it. Second day you will feel lot of pain. You may say that my head has aching. Mm. So all these things could happen, but persist, practice. Mm. It is one has to keep on practicing for not for a 1 hour, or one has to keep on that doing that practice for years or decades to get a proper understanding and possibility of a posture. Asana. Mm. Now, sitting like that, one should Again, that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that prana pano samokritva nasabhyantaracharino. Keep the breath going on steadily. Mm. It is steady breath. It is why this is very important, friends, because the breath and our emotional these motions, they are closely linked. You can see that if you get upset, your breath changes. If you get terribly angry with somebody, the breath changes. If there is an upsurge of desires, the breath changes accordingly. If you have the sense of fear, again you will see the breath changes. So what you can notice there, the breath and mind, they have a strong connection. And what does it tell us? So if you can keep your breath steady, that will have a feedback to the mind. Mm. The mind also will thus tend to become steady. Then think of your true nature. One has to think of our true nature. One way of looking at meditation is to learn to hold on to that which is true and give up that which is not true. Our understanding is somehow glued to that which is not real. The understanding that I am this body is a mistake. It is wrong, friends. Mm. It is wrong. It is completely illogical to think that I am this heap of flesh, blood, all that. Am I that? Just think about it. I am not that. Uh, your body changes every minute. You had a cup of tea, say, a little while ago, and then so you changed. Body changed. If you are body, you change. But no, you remain the same in spite of the changes of the body. You will still say, well, yes, uh, I called you, that person. Uh, you called, but the body changed. You called before taking the tea, so after taking the tea, you became different if you are body. Mm. So in many, there are many evidences can be given that you are not body. So in meditation, one important thing is to learn to separate yourself from body. Once you understand that you are not the body, now just act on that understanding. Mm. And it doesn't come so easy. It needs practice. That is why it needs practice of meditation. Otherwise, our understanding really has no value if we are not able to experience it, practice it. So, therefore, the idea in meditation is to feel the divine nature. We are divine. In our true essence, we are infinite. We are all pervading. We are ever blissful. In our true nature, we have no desire at all. We are peace itself. So, tell this to ourselves. Sitting properly and keeping the breath steady. This has to be told to ourselves. Remember, you are truly divine. So many sages have mentioned this, that each soul is potentially divine. The famous statement of Swami Vivekananda, that each soul is potentially divine, means there is that divine, it is trying to manifest. That is the meaning of potential. There is the potential that needs to manifest. So we have each of us this potential, mm, that each soul is potentially divine. In all Hindu ideas, scriptures, you will see this, that God is the our indwelling reality. God is within us. Mm. We understand that God is everywhere, but what is the which is the best place to feel that? That very God is in us too. And what is the closest place than in us? So that is my true nature. God is in me. Let us uh, feel this truth. And then, since this same God is everywhere as well, the self of everyone is same as myself. Mm, Look at this. The same self that I feel in this body is actually the self of everyone. Mamatma sarvabhutatma. My self or my soul is the soul in everyone. That is no different at all. And to then make this truth practically, uh, you know, get into us. Let us pray in the beginning of meditation for the well being of everyone in the world. For everyone is the same I. Not just good of me, but good of everyone has to be prayed for. Even the good of coronavirus too. Mm, Good of everyone. Because the self in everyone is identical, same. So therefore, one has to pray for the well-being of each and everyone. Mm. There should be no exception, because if you have somebody towards somebody a feeling of enmity, no, no, that fellow, maybe God is in everyone, but can never be there, can't be in my mother in law. And that is not the proper way. Then you will be meditating on that person, that being. That will become the object of your meditation. Do you want to meditate on that, or you want to meditate on God? So, therefore, it is very important, a very important step in the practice of meditation. Let us pray for the well being of everyone. Now, uh, it is feel this presence, that I am not body, I am not mind, I am not anything that changes. And then keep on having this thought intensified again and again and again. There are ways, many methods are there. One of this method is that I was talking about. Concentrate on that divine. Mm. Think of, say, some whatever symbolic image that you would like, and think that that is the symbol of God, that is God, and concentrate on that. Feel that in your heart, that is your true self. So concentrate on that. It is an important, necessary thing for all of us, friends, that to have a form of the divine. It is easy to think, talk that God is formless. Yes, God is formless, but we are limited to think of everything in terms of form and name. So, for us to be able to think of God, that also can be done only through some form and name, and some means not an arbitrary one, something with which we can associate a divine feel. It is everything has God, but it is the matter now of psychology. That logic, okay, but here the question is of psychology, that our mental attitude towards something, if that is that okay, I feel the divinity there, I feel the presence of God there, then there one should try to concentrate the mind. So this is one way, concentration. There is another way. I'm just giving a few methods, that is called witness meditation. That I am witness of this body, I am witness of everything. I am not uh, any of that. I just witness, calm, not affected by anything. So, there it is called the witness meditation. Then there is a kind of formless meditation, that think of this your ideal or the divine, like all pervading space. All forms are merged in it, dissolved in it. That is again a way in which we can connect to that reality. And then uh, keep on having this thought process going on again and again and again. So, uh, this is how gradually it starts becoming real for us. It is, there is a very helpful book. I am telling it from my experience. That book has helped me a lot in understanding, practicing meditation, and learning to lead the life according to meditation. As I mentioned earlier, that it is the way to realize God. So it is actually a process that continues throughout. Means it is not that you will be meditating only for a short time. Yes, sitting and trying to concentrate in a proper place and so forth, you will do it for some time. But then that awareness that is generated in meditation, that should percolate in the whole life. That is, it is like you may eat food. Maybe eating the food may require 15 minutes. 15 minutes were enough for you to take in, say, 1,500 calories. Mm. Consumed 1,500 calories. It took 15 minutes. But then those calories will keep your life energized for a long time. So that is how you can see that the meditation should continue. Means in that the new light should now make us live in that light. So I was telling you about the book. The title of that book is Meditation and Spiritual Life by a great teacher, Swami Yatishwaranand, who was vice president of Ramakrishna Mission for many years. He also lived in America. He started a center in Philadelphia. He also had started a center in Germany. All these things, in 1940s, in 1930s and 40s. And then he was called back to India to become vice president of our order. And many of his classes on meditation and spiritual life were compiled in this great treatise, Meditation and Spiritual Life. So, there a nice process is described how meditation gradually shifts our awareness. The awareness that this, I am this body, this is real, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is my date of birth, this is my spouse, and these are my children. And this is all appears to be real to us. God, who knows, I have not seen. God may not be there. Where is God? Who knows? Mm. So, God, we may believe, okay, so many sages have said, so there must be something like God. Okay, I am a believer, I believe. But the world appears to be real. Mm. This body and all other bodies, they appear to be real. Mm. Everything, yeah, that is real. Even the earth is real. There is the space beyond earth that is also real. A SpaceX jumped today in the outer this space beyond the earth's gravitation. So all these things appear to be real. God is something that has been told by people, but I don't know what it is. I like to believe, but it is just matter of belief. That is how the initial awareness of people is. Even those who want to believe. Mhm. Then, with practice, what happens? Practice of meditation, saying that look, the body is an appearance after all, changing appearance. It like the waves on the ocean. They rise and fall. Ocean is reality. These waves are not realities. So gradually, now the attention shifts, and you can see this transformation happening if you practice and practice uh, in a proper methodical way and practice for a long time, many years with sincerity, dedication, then the consciousness gets correspondingly changed, friends. What happens now? Now you see the world is real, but there is the controller of the world that also is real. Mm. If world is real, the governor of the world is also real. Mm. It is if you are living in, say, state of Massachusetts or Rhode Island or Colorado whatever, New Jersey, it is, if that state is there, then the governor of the state is also there. So similarly, this whole universe, if it is real, somebody who is controlling it, that also is real. So now God also, along with world, the God also start appearing very, very real. Both are real. This is a big leap, friends, from the world real God matter of belief. Then it shifts to world real, God also is real. Then more important shift comes with practice. Well, what is after all world comes and goes? I keep on running after the world. That gives me sufferings, that gives me bondage. When this understanding becomes more ingrained, then what happens? You can see whatever you see gives you pain. Do you run towards it or away from it? Away from it. So now your goal becomes so clear that this world is, I don't want it. It is again changing, not real. God appears to be now more real than the world. This is a very progressive step. With meditation, see, we have already seen one, two, three. Then there is the fourth step. The world appears to be just shadows. God alone is real. Other, this world is just like a shadow, not real. It is. So, God alone remains then. So, through meditation, we go from one stage to the next stage, then to the next stage. And then, of course, I have given you the big steps. But there are the baby steps that one should take. From one big step to the next big step, there are so many smaller steps that one can and should take. So, uh, one important step is to have a, a form that we have the dedication for, which can become the ideal, a role model for living life. And that ideal has to be there. According to that ideal, we will move forward. Then there is the important thing, need for a guide, need for a guru. That need for a guru is also to be felt. And we generally, what happens is we don't feel the need of guru because we have that ego is very high. I can do it myself. I can read the books. There are so many books available. Also, I can listen to all these lectures of various swamis. Why do I need a guru for meditation? Instead of one guru, I can have 100 gurus. Hmm. So, these are thoughts, friends, which are very deceptive. It is all the great teachers of the world have emphasized that you need to have a guru to teach the process of meditation that is proper for you, right for you. Otherwise, just as it is self medication can lead to disaster, self meditation also can have that similar impact. It is, one has to learn this thing, that it is just as the self medication is not right. Even if you are yourself a doctor, it is better that you go to some other doctor to get tested, to get examined, and get the proper, the advice. It is similarly, it is very important that need of a guru. And those who would like to know more about this, I suggest please read Swami Vivekananda's beautiful small book, Bhakti Yoga. There is a chapter on that, the need of a guru. So that is, and then the guru gives you what is called your chosen ideal. And that chosen ideal is represented by mantra. Mantra is the sound form of that ideal. And so the two go together. The mantra and with that mantra, thinking of the chosen ideal. So gradually, what happens is that starts becoming bigger and bigger in our awareness. As the meditation progresses, our awareness that is glued to the unreal world starts getting glued to the reality, the truth, the God. So, uh, and then God is, bliss. So, God is bliss, God is love, God is peace. So, getting connected to God, what will you get? Obvious. If we are disconnected from that and connected to this world, what is here? Frustration. Mm, all the mental problems, worries, anxieties, fear, and all the bondage and suffering that comes from it. We can't get it like, getting connected, glued to the world. Suppose, there is a uh, steel, hot steel plate, and you touch your hand to it. And suppose there is a glue that gets touched to that. Imagine the pain. So that is what is our condition. So first, mm, disconnect that and connect to God. Mm. This is the way you can see the practice of meditation will gradually change our life. It is a gradual change. So do not expect result in say I meditated for in 3 days. No, no, don't worry. Continue for 3 decades, and gradually you will start seeing the change in life. You will feel a special joy in life, and that joy is not given to you by any favorable circumstance. Not that because you got a raise in your job. That is the different kind of job. This joy, is intrinsic, doesn't depend on the external situation. Even if very because of various reasons, if your salary is uh, slashed, cut, still that does not cut your inner joy, because it is now sourced in God. Otherwise, it is always frustration, always hankering for more and more and more, unending, friends. So, that this is how the meditation practically brings this transformation. It is a journey. So, this is how you can see a yoga or meditation. yoga and meditation, both when properly practiced, uh, then we will see the results. There is no doubt about it. How much was I being speaking? Oh, it is almost just 3 4 minutes to 9 o'clock. So now, if you have questions for a while, we can discuss some of those questions, comments, and then mm, uh, let's see.
There's one question by Ravi already.
Yes.
Pranam Swamiji, why are certain places and certain hours more conducive to meditation?
Ah,
And how
very
to
good.
make a new place more conducive?
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah,
You
that.
probably tell the name, otherwise I won't know which question you're
Huh?
asking. You can tell the name or something now.
Yes, this is
Ravi.
the question of Ravi, that it is that why certain places are more conducive for meditations and certain times there is the effect of place is there on our mind. That for example, many tell me, and this is a very common experience of people, whether they are devotees or non-devotees. They enter Vedanta society, and their first impression is that it feels so peaceful here. Mm. Sometimes they have come for some argumentation, but when they come to this place, that argumentation kind of takes a back seat. The idea of fighting and quarreling gets subdued. That is the place, that gives you that impetus, that benefit. Place has a benefit. See, Sri Ramakrishna used to say that if you go to that pass in front of a courthouse, see a lawyer, then all the thoughts of the pending lawsuit start bothering you. Because that is how that place is. It is, if you go to mall, then the thoughts that are corresponding to mall, they come to you. If you approach a certain person or object for with the certain desires to fulfill, then that person makes you, just looking at that person makes you think of that. So therefore, the place has a great advantage. Uh, Due to this pandemic, many cannot physically go to such places which have a calming down influence on their minds. They cannot go often or cannot go at all. So you can see, therefore, even though they try meditating, many tell Swami, it is not the same. It is not the same. And also time. uh, Early morning and evening. In our scriptures, there is this mention of Sandhikal, means when you see a transition, the night is now going away, day is breaking. Now the halo of the uh, that daybreak is, it gives you a sense of freshness of mind. You just push aside all those burdens of past impressions. A mind gets filled with the positive attitude that yes, I will have a new beginning today. That is also what happens at night, and everything hidden in the dark. as if nothing existed, just darkness. Now things start appearing gradually. You can recognize things. Mhm. When I was many times, and most of you also have this experience, I'm sure. You are in flight, long flight, and many hours of flying in night time. You board at say 9 or 10 p.m. and then it is all night. Nothing is seen outside. Uh, Absolutely nothing. Then, slowly, as the day breaks, you start seeing things. So, uh, you see, nothing was there. Now things are coming up. From this nothing, this all these things are now appearing. So that is also a very important aspect, that there is was nothing. All this was all dark. Uh, so this time therefore is considered very important. So one should be getting up early in the morning, uh, that before sunrise, and then practice meditation. Similarly, in the evening, and similarly at around the noon time. So these are called the transition times, sandhikshana. And so meditation at that time is supposed to be very fruitful. Some they meditate at the midnight also. That is another sandhikshana, another transition time. So deep night, and then if they are sleeping, they get up. Mm. And Sri Ramakrishna many times used to do this meditation, deep meditation at the midnight. So, of course, Sri Ramakrishna was any time he would meditate, that is a different thing. So these are the help that the time can give us. And wherever our situation is such that it is anyway difficult to meditate. Hmm. So let us take all the help that is available. Even with help, it is not an easy task. Then why try to do it without help? So take the help of the proper place, take the help of the proper time, and we can make use of it. Now, your other part of your question, and which is also very important. If these uh, best times and best places are not available in pandemic, I am stuck at home where all the worries of home are surrounding me. Hmm. There is all the doorbell ring, then that there is in front of me that TV, and I feel tempted to start the TV and see many programs on it. All those things are there now. But I cannot go to the shrine, to the temple. So therefore it is advised that, and such situation would come. Make use of the available things. So at your home, it would be good if you can set up a shrine. Don't use that place for anything else. And so that is like your, uh, in a way, your place of solemn seclusion, meditation. Shut all the doors, and thus you can do that. That is also important, good. And so also about times. If it is good early morning, I should be meditating, but for whatever reason, that time was not available. It should be, one should make wholehearted attempt to see that that time is available. But in the situation that it is not available, should you be foregoing meditation altogether? No. Then in that time again start prayers and do to the extent you can. It is like you're taking food. My guru, he told this thing, that it is like taking food. There are the appropriate best times to take food. But suppose you could not take food at that time, are you going to go hungry whole day? No, then whatever time you could, you eat something. So exactly, if given time due to various works, other reasons, due to so don't. Uh, that doesn't mean you will not meditate. At other times, begin meditation. Whenever you get it, you start. Also, this our system, this body mind machine, it also acquires habits. We acquire wrong habits, but why not acquire right habits? That habit of getting up early, whatever may be the circumstances. It is, yeah, gradually, I can tell you from my experience that it becomes so natural that then it is not possible for you to sleep in that hours. You have to get up and meditate. It is because that has become now a habit, an addiction, a good addiction. Just as some have addictions of tobacco and whatever. So they have to have it. So get an addiction of getting up and meditating at this hour. So what happens is, even if I am, say, in the plane traveling, automatically in the plane also, that I get up at that hour and the meditation begins kind of effortlessly, friends, because of the habit. So inculcate good habit, and thus that will be helpful. Whatever, similarly with the place, you create your place. Go to a shrine, go to this, that is fine. But if in case it is not available, think, mentally create a space. If physically available, well and good. Let us make use of that. If not available, then create a space, a secluded space mentally around us. Mm. We say in the during worship, that let the place be unhindered by any obstacles. So, what we build a firewall. In these days, in the computer world, you know what is firewall. Mm. A very nice word that is actually used in the science of worship, also science of meditation also. Build a firewall around you. So what happens? So all your information, all your programs, and they do not get attacked by the virus, because this firewall will protect it. So, similarly, build this firewall. In the worship, there is a ritual which is very important ritual. It takes just a few seconds, but you draw a line of water like this, saying that this is a firewall that I am making, and so you be established within. Now nothing from outside can disturb you. Read the life of Sri Ramakrishna, where you will find these thoughts that all his joints would get locked, as if no sensation would enter. So, this is, of course, a lesson for us, for as a role model. Let us try to sit there. It doesn't matter if there are a lot of noises around. Doesn't matter. If you get a place where there is no noise, certainly preferable. But if there are lots of noises, lots of different kind of sounds coming up, you have to learn, to increase the volume of your mantra, mm, to counteract that. There is a volume switch to it, and you can control it. If there is a truck going by the side, you increase the volume of your mantra, that will have much more decibels than that truck can give you. So then that gets offset by that. So these are some of the techniques that one has to develop and use. Thank you. Nice question, Ravi.
Like three more questions.
Yes, please.
Um, One is from Deepak G. Deepak. How to calm one's mind before sitting for meditation?
Oh, yes. Deepak, your question nice, that how to sit for meditation, but how to calm your mind before sitting for meditation. What I mentioned, that pray for the well-being of everyone. That automatically will have a calming effect. That all everywhere the same self. To intensify it before sitting for meditation, read just a few minutes. Just read for a few minutes. They some thoughts say of some sayings of Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, or some statements from Upanishads and all that. Just for 2 minutes, read that, and let that saying, that inspirational saying, like you read, Swami Vivekananda saying, that arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Let that percolate your being. So you become then calm down. The impact of the world reduces. Second thing, and which is mentioned in the techniques of meditations, pray. Pray. A prayer makes the mind calm down. That pray in various ways. There are prayers, that it is like one very beautiful prayer to connect to God. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. Thou art my mother, thou art my father. And God alone is actually our true mother and father. The earthly parents are just secondary instruments. God is the mother, God is the father, God is the friend, God is the sibling. Uh, and God is all the wealth. And God is my everything. Pray like that. And then you will see the mind is getting calmed down. So these are some of the instructions, some of the methods by which one can calm down the mind before starting the meditation. Yeah.
Question from Himabindu. Parma Puja Swamiji, humble pranams to your holy feet. How to communicate to Guru through telepathy?
Well, there is no, when you are talking about telepathy, how to communicate with the Guru with telepathy. Yes, actually it gets done. pray to Guru intensely, feel the presence of Guru. It doesn't then even remain telepathy, because you start feeling, sensing the presence of Guru so strongly that you actually are communicating with Guru. Guru helps you when you think of Guru. And that is how it is. You call it telepathy because you are not in physical proximity with the Guru, but you still feel. And it depends on how intensely you feel the presence of Guru, how much urge and yearning we have. When I have the yearning for that consultation with Guru, mm, then feel the presence and yearn for the guidance from Guru. Even if the Guru is physically dead, gone, still that Guru will be ever with you and will be helping you all the time. Mm. It will not go away from you. So it is the question of our yearning and feeling that presence in us. And that will be, you see, uh, you will feel the help of that. Yeah, good question.
Next question from Meena Desai. I have been a seeker for a long time. How can I find a true guru? I have followed many paths. Intellectually, I understand all you said. How does it become real to me? How do I find a true guru after nearly 65 plus years of searching it? It seems unreal or unreachable.
Well, uh, I sympathize with you, but I don't agree with you. That they, what I mean is that the Guru, true Guru, is what do you mean by true? Is, that the God's message should come from that to you. So, you are a seeker, I agree, you are a seeker. But then, if you are a seeker, uh, the, you will find it. There is no doubt about that. But one should be, sincerely, one should pray for it. Pray that, Lord, uh, you take care of everyone. Please take me to the right Guru. I am seeking instructions. I am seeking Guru. Please bless me with one. If you pray to Lord, you will find one. It doesn't, don't think that for so many years I didn't get one. But that doesn't mean you will not get tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow you will find one. It is. So, you can find one tomorrow. The question is, that yearning should be there and prayer should be there. What happens is, in many cases, we become, you know, we become too analytical, and the fault finding tendencies, they take over. And thus, we do not get the right guru. Just to give you an example, I know, and that story, that incident goes to illustrate this. I know that gentleman, means he passed away, but I knew him. So he was a devotee who had seen Swami Vivekananda and thought of getting initiated by him. Mm. But he had those caste things in him. He was a Brahmin. And then thought came to him that Swami Vivekananda, a great knower of Brahman, but after all, he is in his pre-monastic life, he is not a Brahmin. He is what is called Kayastha or Kshatriya. So how can I be a disciple? I, who am a Brahmin, how can I be the disciple of a Kshatriya? So, thus he did not get initiated from a person like Vivekananda. Then he also met another direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Brahmananda, whom Sri Ramakrishna used to say he is my spiritual son and great spiritual luminary. So, but with him, same problem. He also was kayastha, so discarded. He also then met another great disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Shivananda, Mahapurush Maharaj. He was called Mahapurush Maharaj because of his tremendous spiritual that effulgence. So, and he thought that Mahapurush Maharaj was a Brahmin, so I can approach him. But then before approaching, he had a doubt. Maybe Mahapurush Maharaj didn't realize God. Now, so even after meeting these and having the desire for initiation, he could not find the Guru till the end of his life, friends. So, what I mean is that it is you have to take the opportunity. Otherwise, the opportunity passes by. It does not wait for you. If you let the opportunity pass by, then what can be done? So one has to take the opportunity and get the Guru. Otherwise, the opportunities will come. We say in our language that although there was the Ganges flowing by, this fellow died of thirst. So be very clear about this. I hope, I pray that you get a Guru. Thank you.
See, I had another question. Intellectually, I understand all you said. How does it become real to me?
Yeah, that is how it becomes real to you by yearning. It is intellectually you understand, and that is what the yearning makes you do the efforts to what you intellectually understand to actually experience. That is what is called the meditational process. And then it is to be done with Guru. So you will find, just as you find a doctor, ah, you can find a Guru. Mm. I hope that, yeah, just uh, you will see the Guru. That's it, yeah. Mhm. So thank you, friends. I had a very nice time discussing these very life-giving, beautiful ideas. May you all grow in meditation and realize the goal of your life. My best wishes. Thank you very much. Good night.
Comments, of course, I have. Giri Srinivas.